Sophie's life is perfect, and she's everything you're not. A millionaire's daughter, ultra posh, and anything she could ever want is right at her fingertips. Her family lives in a mansion on an estate in London, she drives a Lamborghini, and rides on private jets for trips to Europe. She's even started her own fashion label, YRP, which of course stands for Young, Rich, and Powerful. But amidst the charm and glamour, something is very wrong in Sophie's world. Sophie is not okay. Something wants to steal Sophie's life and replace her with someone else. On February 5th, 2020, a photo was uploaded to Instagram on the account IAmSophie Real, and this would mark the launch of one of the best, most well-produced horror ARGs I have ever had the pleasure of experiencing or exploring to the point of obsession. Other creators have already broken down the IAmSophie universe, shout out to Nightmind, but as the series is technically unfinished, not everyone is content with their personal interpretation of the final story. With that being said, and considering the details released by the creator Tom Ramson in interviews after the project was discontinued, I feel like I've reached a conclusion that, dare I say it, actually satisfies me. In the end though, Tom is the only person who can truly say where the series was headed, or what was happening in the content we were blessed with. The rest of us are just playing a game of The Price is Right, throwing out the best answers we can, and whoever gets it closest without going over wins. And so, I proudly present to you my best answer for IAmSophie.
Oh, he has the exact price. Well, what are the bids so far?
After posting several photos to Instagram showcasing just how bougie her life is, Sophie would go on to release a channel trailer days later on February 13th, declaring herself as the new queen of YouTube.
Am I happy? When you're in the middle of a hurricane, you don't get to stop and look around and realize, am I being real? Am I being me?
The trailer in of itself is a vanity project. It's pretentious, pseudo-spiritual, and elitist fluff, but it does effectively illustrate the type of content Sophie had originally planned on releasing. Overproduced and needlessly extravagant videos documenting the life of a very rich millennial burning through daddy's money. It's in her first official vlog, The Guide to Being Young, Rich, and Powerful, that we discover that the excessive cinematography is courtesy of Sophie's talented friend Ben, who she relies on to be her dedicated cameraman.
Was that really cringe? Should I do that again? I've never actually uploaded a vlog before, but my good friend Ben has been making videos for like ever, and they are absolute fire. And thought, just why not show people what it's like to be me? First and foremost, I would consider myself a businesswoman. I'm really smart in business. I'm also a model, because you know, there's like hella Insta vibes there, and the free clothes are sick. Oh no, she's uploaded it. That's so tragic. Wow, I just want to show you guys.
It's Ben who's filming Sophie as she gives a house tour of the family mansion.
Super fashioned. But yeah, I guess I'm like super lucky about all the space and stuff. Dad always gets offended. He's like, it's a hall, not a mansion. So this is the library. There's like so many super old books from all of our ancestors and things. So it's like not really my vibe, but Cicero and Homery, watch a film on my iPad, or like read Vogue or Cosmopolitan and like don't have to use my hands. So this is one of the living rooms, but it's more like the entertainment living room. Dad will like have his friends round and someone will be playing piano. A really nice like fireplace, and I just love like hanging out here when it's cold with a cup of pucker tea. Just bring a boy here and like cuddle. It's like super romantic. This is one of my favourite parts of the house. It's the conservatory. Oh, look at these plants. So dope. It's like super wholesome and like country living vibes. So here's the garden. Like Dad is like super proud of the garden. Even though he doesn't do it, it's great for sunbathing. Nature like really makes you feel at one with yourself and stuff. Like just makes me like super chill and like meditative, just looking at plants and grass and like pigeons. So here we have our cream leather seats. It's from a cow and their skin is meant to be a lot softer, so it is really comfortable. I told Dad to go for black, but he pays, he decides. This is my dad. He literally grew $1 million empire from nothing, like literally nothing. I don't know how he did it. We also have
Other than a few awkward moments between Sophie and her personal trainer Lewis, we see a photo of Sophie's father and learn that her mother used to be a model, though we never get to see her in photos or otherwise. At the end of the video, Sophie thanks her viewers, encourages them to like and subscribe before teasing the release of her new clothing line. It's all rather generic, really. 4 days before uploading her second vlog, Rich Girl Lives on 10 Pounds for a Day, failed, Sophie's YRP clothing line released and sold out almost immediately, despite the collection being outrageously priced and containing only 2 black t-shirts and a hoodie, all with the same YRP logo printed on the front. The instant success of her new fashion label isn't acknowledged by Sophie, however, as we come to learn that the vlog was filmed pre-launch. It's also the day that Sophie did the shoot for her promotional video, as well as her Living on 10 Pound for a Day challenge.
Ben, don't film me now. Got eye bogeys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be an interesting day because we are doing a money challenge. For the whole day, I have this £10 note to spend. No, it'll be fine. Like £10 is a lot of money. It's like 10,000 pennies. But today is also the launch of my fashion label, YRP. Going to this really cute studio. It's like hella bougie and kind of tight. We've got this really hot male model, so that'll be interesting for me. Let's go check it out.
After a brief itinerary for the day, we hear some more superficial philosophizing from Sophie about fashion and brands before we are introduced to her closest friend Plum, while they are en route to the photo shoot.
So this is Plum. She's basically one of my oldest friends.
Soph's stuff is so dope.
Okay.
She just designs like simplistic yet effective kind of stuff. Like remember that plain white t-shirt that you designed, and that could just like go with anything.
Yeah, I mean it's true, like the stuff is good. The inspiration just comes a lot from spirituality. I think everyone has a colour, and you know, you just like look at a person like Plum, your colour is orange.
Yeah.
Like even if you weren't wearing orange, I can just see orange.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of pinks in my collection because my colour is...
After the photo shoot, Ben films the girls enjoying themselves at a restaurant, only to realize that Sophie spent significantly more, and it takes a decent amount of prodding before Sophie registers her mistake.
I might wear this like Gucci dress I've got tomorrow, but I don't know if it's like wintry left summary now.
Sophie.
What? What?
It's not £10, is it?
Oops.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Hey guys, so I'm super annoyed today's challenge didn't go as expected, but I am going to do it again and I'm sure it'll go a lot better.
Despite her declaration that she will reattempt the challenge, it wasn't going to happen in this vlog. The ending of the video is just footage of Sophie and Plum hopping over to Europe on a private jet for a jaunty little holiday. I'm sure the irony isn't lost on any of us that this trip was included in the same vlog as living on £10 for a day, but this scene does have a certain significance because, for the first time in the series, we see a glitch in one of Sophie's videos. We have no idea who this is. The figure in the glitch looks to be a female, sitting on the edge of a bed and looking across the room into a mirror. But with no further context given, we'll have to put a pin in that for now. Instead, we are treated to various shots of Sophie in the pool, who gets annoyed when Plum splashes her, and the vlog ends with a little advert of Sophie's merch over Plum's face. I don't know if Sophie was just being petty, or if she genuinely didn't notice, but Plum is supposed to be her oldest friend, and she's being given about as much consideration as a background prop. And it's exactly that kind of lack of grace or self-awareness that would go on to attract Sophie tons of online criticism, in the comments under her own videos, and from other YouTubers as well. On February 29th, a video was uploaded to YouTube titled "Spoiled Millionaire's Daughter Claims She's the Queen of YouTube." It opens with an email from one of Sophie's viewers, bringing her ill-mannered behavior to the attention of the video's creator, Leon Lush. "Yo, Leon, I hope you're good. I saw this today and thought you could make a video on it. She's calling herself the new queen of YouTube, flexing a Lambo, calling herself a businesswoman, but it's all her dad's money. Love your content, bro." With his substantial following, Leon's video garnered over 1.5 million views, and Sophie's third vlog would be a direct response to his video and comments like his.
Firstly, I just wanted to address something that has been bothering me quite a lot. A lot of people have said that I have got hella lots of money and can't talk about normal things.
You know, being mega rich is probably awesome for a lot of reasons, but it's tough, I think, for a lot of people, especially when they grow up that way, because they don't really bring a lot to the table sometimes other than being mega rich. Like, that becomes their entire identity.
And I just want to say that I have never let money change who I am as a person. I've never let money affect any of my decisions. I think I've done that, but it's so important for me that you guys feel seen. So today we are going to be doing a side-by-side comparison. First, we're going to be doing a night out at this like super cheap and super normal place. Gonna bring Plum along because like that's totally her vibe. And then we're going to do a night out at this gorgeous place where we go there all the time. It's amazing. But the point is, I am the same everywhere. I can still
Having explained her plan to dispel everyone's misconceptions about her, the video cuts to Sophie and Plum at a villa, absolutely drowning in glitter and jewels, ready for their cheap night out. I almost feel like I should be putting on a flashing lights warning, the bedazzlement is so bad. As the montage of the girls partying begins to play, we see the same glitch that we encountered in the last vlog happening here. It's the same young woman from before, now sitting at the mirror, possibly putting on makeup. And when the video returns to normal, Sophie and Plum are arguing about a guy Sophie was flirting with inside the club, before we see yet another glitch, which shows a better angle of the girl sitting directly in front of the camera. She looks to be about the same age as Sophie, but we still have no idea who she is. And to make things more confusing, if we look closely at the girl in the glitch, we can see that she's wearing a shirt with a logo from Sophie's YRP line. So even if Sophie doesn't know who this girl is, she definitely knows who Sophie is, and is very likely a fan since she spent close to $100 on a t-shirt, if not more when you factor in shipping. Before we see some final shots of the unidentified mystery girl, we see images of an old rundown room with a rickety chair first, and this scene is far more disturbing than a girl sitting alone in her bedroom.
How many followers he has, like... I don't know, like, what if he's like, I don't know, I've just never, like, boy that...
The room looks cold, dark, and decaying. We see different shots of the chair from various angles in the room, but most disturbingly is the tall, shadowy figure lurking in the background. Instead of Sophie's usual outro, there's a weird audio overlay, and we see the girl one last time as she peers into her webcam before knocking it onto the floor, simultaneously ending both the vlog and the video. So, what the hell did we just see? Well, as it turns out, Sophie has no idea either. The technical problems aren't addressed until her next vlog, My #1 Super Crazy Fan, which also happens to be a critical turning point in the IAmSophie timeline. The video opens as usual, but the obnoxious intro music we've become so accustomed to is strangely absent. Sophie remarks that they, i.e. Ben, can't seem to figure out how the video was corrupted in the first place, since the file they uploaded was fine during editing. Sophie says that she reached out to YouTube, but when she received a response, it wasn't from the YouTube support team.
I didn't really know what was happening until I got this. And then this. Yeah, it's really random. This girl messaged me, Lara, and sent me some photos.
Hi Sophie, I absolutely love the vlogs. I'm such a big fan. So this is gonna sound weird, but I am the girl in the glitches. I've noticed my webcam light switching randomly on quite recently, but I have no idea how I'm in these videos. The email is signed Lara, but other than that we have very little information. Sophie gives some more details about their communications, then goes on to explain her thoughts on the situation.
I'm feeling sort of curious. We were meant to be going to this Supreme drop today, but you know, I sort of feel like going on a bit of an adventure and figuring out this whole mystery. So let's see what happens.
It seems the investigation didn't go very well, however, as Sophie from the future jumps in to explain that the vlog went completely off the rails and everything took a very weird turn.
We couldn't film everything that we wanted to because, let's just say, things got crazy. So this video is now going to be called My #1 Super Crazy Fan. I know it's not very on brand for me and stuff. I just thought it was super important for you guys to know like how weird people can get when they don't stay grounded and stay true to themselves and don't really know who they are. Yeah, this girl is mad. Guys, you are not going to believe how this day went down. Like, trust me.
It's at this point that we're introduced to another character in the story, Sophie's manager Chloe. It's immediately evident that Sophie is annoyed by her presence, and Chloe doesn't seem to be all that thrilled to be there either.
You might have noticed that somebody else is in the car today, and that is my manager Chloe, who insisted on coming to babysit me. Don't film me. A clue, a clue!
Be careful, it's a clue! What is it?
It was the butler in the conservatory with the Gucci shoes.
While the atmosphere comes off as rather tense in the car, I'm going to warn you that it's nothing compared to the exchange we're about to see. I love horror, I don't do cringe, and this is all cringe. but I forced myself to sit through the entirety of it so that I could just show you the horrible, horrible highlights. Lowlights? Not sure.
Yes, Queen! Looking fierce! Come in. I didn't know you were going to be early. I would have gotten more ready. I'm so prepared.
See? I told you. I get a tummy ache the moment Lara opens the door. But try to ignore that because look at what Lara is wearing. She has her YRP shirt on, and she's somehow wearing a skirt with the same plaid style print as Sophie's, even though she just remarked that Sophie and the group were early. It's awkwardly pushed off, and Lara brings everyone into her house, where Sophie announces their plan to resolve the question of the glitches once and for all.
So we've got this guy Mark coming, who's like a computer genius to sort it all out. But in the meantime, because he's running late, we thought we would do a little house tour.
Yeah.
So MTV Cribs up in this place.
Yes! Queen!
I'll spare you the next little bit and just give you the Cliff Notes version. Lara has the same positivity equals power shirt that Sophie was wearing in the beginning of her 10-pound for a day vlog. We're shown the bedroom that Lara was in when her webcam recorded her, and after continuously putting off everyone in the room, Lara leads the group back into the hall before finally we come to the incident of the locked room.
What's that room?
I don't know, it's locked.
Yeah, but what's in it?
I don't know, no idea.
Sherlock Sophie creeping in to blow up the whole scene.
Yeah, should we go downstairs and like investigate there?
Moving on as backup, detective, let's breach.
You know, I've got like some really tight lemonade downstairs that I made for you guys. Do you not want to try it?
Elementary, my dear Watson. Back me up.
No! Can you just come downstairs? Can we just go downstairs?
Okay.
Calm down, yeah?
Now even more uncomfortable, the weirded out Sophie and Plum agree to leave the locked room alone, and the girls go back downstairs to wait for Mark. Upon re-entering the room, Sophie asks Lara about her cat when she sees all the pet supplies, but Lara says she doesn't have a cat. An incredulous Plum presses her on the subject, but Lara just deflects everything she says, even though Plum is entirely right to be unsettled. Why would you have things like a bowl full of kibble for a cat that doesn't exist?
Why have you got cat food if you don't have a cat?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like strange.
So now I'm here with Mark. Mark is like Gandalf but for computers. Like we went to school together. He's like my nerdy friend, a complete computer whisperer.
I didn't think that you knew who I was.
Don't be silly, yeah.
Thankfully, Mark finally arrives, though it does interrupt the discussion before anyone can get a straight answer from Lara, which leads us to the next exceptionally cringeworthy experience.
Mark, you're so dope.
So
What is that? Is that your cat?
No, it's just like I told you I don't have a can. Like there's nobody upstairs. It's just probably the water pipes because they're kind of weird and annoying. And yeah.
Quite loud.
Yeah, continue
So
please.
basically, you've got all your files here. Their title sequencing doesn't follow that of the metadata files.
Yeah, I understand it, right?
My phone's not working.
I don't know. It's just. Like.
Do you know where we can turn it on?
No, why?
It's an audio file, so I can
Okay.
just.
Yeah.
I don't get it, that's nothing.
Sophie doesn't hear anything in the audio that Mark plays, and is more disappointed than anything. But Mark is rightfully disturbed by the strange audio. As the thumping and banging from upstairs intensifies, the video begins to glitch again. Plum asks what's wrong with Lara, who's touching her head as if she's in pain, and quietly talking to herself. Without warning, Mark starts playing the audio file again, but sped up this time, and Lara suddenly sags. Her arms go limp at her sides, and she just stands there motionless in the background.
What the fuck is she doing?
When the video returns to normal, Plum, who's become increasingly frustrated with Lara's bizarre behavior and her denial of cat ownership, has decided she's just going to go upstairs herself and see what's making all the noise. It's at this point that Lara proceeds to lose her ever-loving mind, causing Chloe to shut down the whole thing, probably out of fear for Sophie's safety.
Who is upstairs?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna go up and find her.
No! Sophie, I have more ideas. We could do like a makeup thing.
No,
get
off me.
Festival makeup, but it could be like sequins and all that stuff. Like, no. And out, doesn't it, Sophie? Doesn't it? Because you do Oh my god. No, please, only. No! Sit back down.
You need to back off right now. I'm telling you to stop filming us, Ben.
Please, Sophie, come back.
Ben films Chloe rushing Sophie from the townhouse as Lara sobs in the doorway. But someone is missing. They forgot Plum. Plum, who had gone upstairs to find the source of the noise, has been left behind. And Sophie doesn't even realize Plum is gone until she and Ben return to the mansion, where Sophie is unbelievably annoyed with Plum.
Really giving me the creeps. Did Plum go home? I shouldn't say bye. It's pretty basic. Okay, can we check the doors are double locked? Like, did you double check them?
Yeah, I checked them.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. So, it's been a pretty hectic day. I'm not really sure what to say. I guess just like and subscribe. I'm not sure what the next video will be yet, but I'm sure it'll be dope. So, see you later, Soph heads.
What happened to Plum? We have no way of knowing what happened to her from these still shots alone, but it can't be anything good. We'll revisit the images seen in the other glitches later on, but for now, Plum is missing, and Sophie, who still hasn't realized her error, posts on Instagram that she's worried Plum might be mad at her. Dad hasn't been home in ages, and Plum hasn't been replying to me, so I'm worried she's angry at me too. I just think, maybe I need to think about things a bit more. Despite saying she could probably use some more time to think and reflect on recent events, Sophie's next vlog, an MP4 with an enigmatic title that's just a series of numbers, would be immediately uploaded to YouTube the following day, and right away, we can tell something's wrong with Sophie.
Hi guys, so sorry this video is a bit late. Yeah, we've just literally been running around.
Sophie isn't her usual upbeat self. She looks tired, distracted, and a little on edge. At one point, Sophie thinks she heard her father coming home, so she and Ben put down the camera and go to find him. In their absence, the camera keeps rolling, and it catches something chilling. Someone is in Sophie's home. Sophie and Ben resume filming footage for the vlog, having no idea of what just transpired, but Sophie is so out of it that Ben has to ask her to reshoot the intro. She pulls herself together, telling her viewers about an upcoming makeup tutorial, or external body positivity seminar as she calls it, and the pair make their way upstairs to Sophie's bedroom.
So yeah, let's head over to my my magic throne, and yeah, I'll teach you all my Sophie tips and tricks. What the fuck? Ben, did you do this?
How would I have done this? I've been with you the whole time.
Well, who else could it have been?
The room is in a complete state of chaos. Makeup has been strewn about, the duvet is coming off the bed, spilling onto the chaise lounge, and the word has been written on the vanity table mirror. After moving to a different room, a flustered Sophie informs us that she's going to show us how to make a DIY headband instead. Shortly into the tutorial, the camera takes on the same filtered effect as the room from the glitches, and moments later, Sophie and Ben hear a noise coming from somewhere outside the room.
Get yourself a pair of scissors and we are just going to cut a nice long strip along here. So then we just fold it over like so, like this. If you do a cool hairstyle with it as well, it looks really good. And then, what was that, Ben? Okay, we'll just carry on. Did you hear that?
No.
Is it?
Where's your house?
Should I go first?
Yeah. Just. Sorry, be quiet.
It's fine. Mark, what? What are you doing in my house, Mark?
It's Mark, standing in front of the mirror and a row of lit candles, dressed in nothing but his underwear. Mark is confused, just like we are, not sure why he's there, but he talks about an infestation in his brain, and we can see that there are smears of blood across his body. In the middle of his monologue, Mark suddenly walks away in a daze, leaving Sophie and Ben terrified in the bathroom. They make a run for it.
Oh, it's like there's a worm in here. It's laying eggs in here. It gets fat. And it gorges on your thoughts. Distends its stomach. And that's its feed, its pulp. Until you're just a worm. Just laying eggs.
Mark is no longer alone. Behind him, at every turn, stands a man in a dark suit, observing as the scene unfolds. And so we finally met Hand of Hate. Hand of Hate, or Hate as he's also called, has been a reoccurring character in the series. We just didn't know it yet. He was the shadowy figure lurking in the background of the room in the glitches, and it was Mark who formally introduced us. When he spoke about the worm in his brain, laying eggs and festering in his mind, Hate was there. We saw him, and we were given his name. Under the writhing mass of putrid maggots, there is a face with a decayed hand covering its upper half, and two empty eyes staring through the rotting fingers. On the knuckles of that hand, the tattooed letters read, H-A-T-E. And now, Hate is with Mark, stalking Sophie as she desperately tries to flee the mansion, penning her in and forcing her to run into the room from the glitches.
Sophie, shut the fuck up.
Hello? Sophie, please just stay really quiet, okay? Just stay really quiet. Sophie, just stay.
We finally know what happened to Plum. This is where she's been since she was abandoned at Lara's house, and she blames Sophie for what's happened to her. Plum is gone, and Mark has disappeared. Sophie and Ben are alone, so they go downstairs looking for a way out, and they find a door with an exit sign. It won't open. With no other option, the pair are forced to wander further into the decrepit building until they end up in a room with a tripod and a chair. There's nowhere else to go. Sophie and Ben are sealed in, and their torment isn't over yet.
Sophie. Sophie.
In less than a minute and a half, Sophie has been taken captive, Mark has attacked Ben, taking his life in the process, and lastly, Lara is there too. Not only that, but everything about Lara, from the bright pink suit, the slicked back hair, to the bold makeup, is a copy of Sophie. Lara is replicating everything about her, down to her mannerisms, so she can take her place, so she can live Sophie's life. And, near the end of the last video, the scene's framing noticeably changes. Instead of viewing it cleanly through YouTube, we see the remaining video from the perspective of someone recording their television or computer screen. This format continues into most of the content that was released onto the channel going forward, indicating that this anonymous person has assumed control over Sophie's account and is posting on behalf of Lara. The unknown person begins by re-uploading old content that Sophie had originally released on her channel, except now they feature Lara.
I'm Lara. Young, popular, talented. I'm a friend, a daughter, a sister. Now you may think that my life is pretty easy. All these crazy things, private jets, fast cars, the beautiful friends, made me think, am I happy? You don't have time to just stop in the middle of a hurricane and look around and realise, am I being real? Am I being... me?
Sophie is still in the room from the glitches, and Lara has stolen her life. As Lara is reveling in her recently acquired luxury, Sophie is in hell. Near the end of the video, though, something interesting occurs that gives the slightest ounce of context. After the trailer's done playing, the camera recording the screen switches perspective to reveal our anonymous uploader. While the scene is dark, we can at least put a face to this stranger. This man has been the bystander, watching silently as Sophie's erased before his eyes.
My name's Lara. Oh God, was that super cringe?
Was that really cringe? Should I do that again?
I've never done vlogging before, but I've got my super talented friend, Ben, and he's been doing videos for like ever, and they are absolute fire. So I thought I'd just like make a little something for you guys, and just about what my life is like, and it's just gonna be super fun. So first and foremost, I would consider myself
a businesswoman.
I'm smart in business.
I'm also a model.
Because, well, and also the Instagram is just vibes, and the free clothes are sick.
Oh no.
Oh my God, she's uploaded it.
She's uploaded it. That's so tragic. Wow.
So I just want to show you
what it's like to be me, living this hectic lifestyle as a millennial.
In the comments overlaid throughout the video, we can see the profound level of hate Sophie received from the online world. And yet, in spite of this, Lara still envies her and wanted her life for herself. And I think it's this fact alone that makes Lara, despite everything she's done, the most tragic character in this whole tale. It's Hand of Hate who takes advantage of her deepest desires, of Lara's need for attention, and facilitates her transformation. He's literally taken Lara under his wing, shown in the image of Lara and her father, who looks almost confused or uneasy with their embrace, before the photo glitches, showing Hate as the one with his arm around her. And it isn't until Lara's version of the YRP announcement video that we truly realize we don't know anything about her. Who was Lara before Hate found her?
Lara. Listen. I'm sorry. I know what you must think of me. And there's nothing I can say that can excuse what I've done. And I know you must hate me, and that's okay. You should hate me. Because I'm sorry I dragged you into this. I need you to do one more thing for me. I need you to play the next disc and watch it before all the others. I need you to watch it all the way through, just see it all the way through. And it's the only way we can put an end to this. It knows that what I've done is horrible and that I've ruined the way that things should be. This is my only chance. I need you to not give up on me, please. Please don't give up on me. Okay, I'll update you as soon as I can.